And we'll start laying down on your back. Now, you can be how you're comfortable in terms of legs bent or straight. I think the movement we're going to take is it works a little better with legs straight, but if that feels uncomfortable in your back, just keep the knees bent, no big deal. Yeah. Oh, and give yourself a second just to lie down and check it out. How your body feels. And notice where you meet the floor. In particular, check out the curvature of your lumbar spine and how much or little of a curve it feels like you have. And also notice the back of the pelvis. See if you are more weighted on the right or on the left, or maybe you're very even between the two sides. So we'll do a few things that are a little bit strange, but bear with me. A few times here, you'll just kind of squeeze the tush a little bit, and then you'll let it go. So do that a few times, just a little squeeze and release. And I'm going to be indicating with my hands what to do through this whole time, but you don't have to use your hands here. And then stay in the relaxed position, and we'll do a few things with only the right side. So just slowly squeeze the right side only, and notice how the pelvis tilts a little more to the left. And then you'll let that go. Do that again, just squeeze and feel that little shift, that little tilt, and then let it go. And now this one, you're gonna do the right side only and squeeze, like a quick squeeze and release. It's like popcorn. And the whole body will flop a little bit, let that happen. And now still on the right side, let's stay relaxed and go as slowly as you can. So a slow motion muscle contraction. And notice, does it stay slow the whole time, or sometimes there's a spot that kind of contracts really quickly and then it goes back to slow again? Same thing when you release. Can you release it slowly, gradually, and notice if that's possible or if you have a little hiccup in there? Now let's do that a few more times on the right side, and I don't want to rush you or I don't want to mess with your pace. So, if I ever say, let's go again, just go on the next round. And do whatever you can do to make it be an even contraction. So avoiding that little hiccup if you can. Yeah. So now we're going to do a few more things on this right side. Next time the muscles relax, stay. And then we'll do a quick squeeze and a slow motion release. Do that one a few times. And the next time you're relaxed, we'll change the pattern. So you'll do a slow motion, gradual contraction. You'll hold for a second, and then when you relax, you just let it go. So do that one a few times. Slow, even contraction, and then I'll let it go. The next time you're in the relaxed state, let's just pause for a second. And notice just from doing that if you feel different at all on the right side and the left side of the body. For me, the right side now feels a little closer to the floor than the left. Also, the curve of your lumbar spine might have changed and something else might have changed elsewhere in the body. Let's do both together a couple of times just to squeeze and release and see if they feel the same, or now the right one has had a little more practice, so it might feel a little different between the two. And then we'll relax and do just the left one, the whole pattern here. So just the left one, squeeze and release with no specific fast or slow, just kind of a general squeeze and release. Notice how when the muscle contracts and the right one stays relaxed, there's a little tilt to the side. So when you're ready, we'll do the popcorn. So the left one, it's a quick squeeze and release. And the whole body will just kind of flop a little bit. Yeah. And then let's pause, and we'll do a slow motion. I reversed the order. That's okay. Slow motion contract, and then a quick, easy release. Do that one a few times. Slow contract, slow engage, and then a quick release. Do that a couple more times. And then I skipped the slow, slow. So let's do that now. So it's a slow contract. See if you can make it even throughout. And a slow release. Do that one a few times, noticing if you're able to do that or if there's it starts slow and then it kind of clenches and then it maybe goes back to slow again. See if you can make it as even as you can. And I'm also finding for me on this one, the right one wants to help. Just keep the right one relaxed. All right, and then the next time it's relaxed, we'll do our last little pattern here. So it's a quick squeeze and then a slow. That one a couple more times. If you're curious, I did not make this up. I got it from Todd Hargrove, if you wondered. And then after you finish up the one you're on, just take another little check-in. This is how your body has changed, if at all. And then if those of you who have the legs long, let's bend the knees and just bring the knees into the chest for a second. Give your body a little bit of a rock side to side. That might feel good. If you wanted to take it into more of a twist and just kind of come over there and stay for a second, that might feel good. Take anything for a second here on your back. We'll do another little tedious one in a sec on your side. So just so you know, that's coming. All right. So let's roll over to one side, and I'm not going to say right and left. I'll say top and bottom. And let's have the head supported, and that might be by the arm or it might be by a block, just whatever feels the best for you. And we'll have a 90-degree bend at the hip, 90-degree bend at the knees. So it's like you're sitting in a chair, but you're laying on your side. And when we're in a relaxed state here, whatever side of the waist is down on the floor, it'll kind of drop down. So let's actually lift the bottom waist a little bit. Yeah. And we're going to keep that the whole time. Let the top leg lift up off the bottom leg so they're parallel and the knee stays bent. And then take the top knee, bring it a little forward towards your chest, a hip flexion. Yeah. And then from here, let the knee lift higher than the foot, a little external rotation. Don't lose the waist. And then we'll do a little internal rotation. The foot goes higher than the knee. Take the leg back. Keep the knee bent. That's it. And then neutral rotation. No rotation. Come back to center parallel to keep the leg hovering. Exactly. So we do that a couple more times. The knee comes forward. And then lift the knee. The knee is higher than the foot. And then lower the knee, so now the foot is higher than the knee. And draw the leg back. Make no more rotation, just neutral. And back to center. Just one more of these. I know it's kind of horrible. So the knee comes in. The knee lifts higher than the foot. Then the foot lifts higher than the knee. We take the knee back. No more rotation, back to neutral. and then center and relax. Yeah. Give a little rub if you need. Me too. And then we're going to go in the reverse order. So let's again lift the side of the waist up, lift the leg, and now take the knee back. We'll skip the internal rotation, just lift a little bit, come forward, and then hover. And we'll do this one a little more quickly. So, yeah. Try not to let the pelvis swing around. Keep the pelvis still and keep the waist lifted on that side. Yes, you guys. And then we'll take a little break, relax the leg, relax the waist, give the hip a little rub if it needs it. Okay, so we'll take another thing on the same side, same idea, lift the waist, and then lift the top leg, the leg stays parallel. And then you'll just lift a little higher and a little lower. Keep doing that a couple of times. Yes. Gluteus medius is the muscle here on the outer hip, and also gluteus minimus, just deeper than that. Let's hold in the up position and lower the foot so the knee goes a little higher. And then lower the knee and the foot goes a little higher. It's torture. Take that a few more times. Keep the waist lifted and try not to let the pelvis swing around. The pelvis stays still. Yes, you guys. Then we're going to make it a little bit worse. Let's pause in just a parallel leg position. Let's put the hand on the hip so it doesn't move. And then just briefly straighten the leg and bend. And then point the knee up towards the ceiling. We straighten the leg and bend. And then point the knee towards the floor, straighten the leg. That was the hardest for me. And bend and relax, done. Oh, yeah. It's burning. Give it a little tap, a little rub, whatever you need. Okay, so we'll do the exact same thing on side two. You can roll over. I'm going to turn around though so my back is not to you. All right, and then set up so your head is supported either by your own arm or by a block or something. The knees are bent, 90-degree bend at the hip and at the knee. And then first we lift the waist. Now we want to keep that the whole time, and that'll help keep the pelvis level. Lift the top leg. That's it. Bring the top knee a little forward. This side's harder for me. And then the knee lifts, the foot goes down. And then the knee drops, the foot goes up. Take the leg back. And then go into neutral, no rotation. And back to your starting position. That's it. We do a couple more. So the knee comes forward. Lift the knee, lower the foot. Lift the foot, lower the knee. Internal rotation. And then the leg goes back. Undo the rotation, back to neutral, and then cover the leg there parallel. Yeah, we go one more time. Knee comes in, the waist stays lifted, and then lift the knee, lower the foot. Lift the foot, lower the knee. Oh, this one's hard. And then back comes the knee. Are you guys dying? I am a little bit. Back to neutral rotation, back to center, and pause. Oh, yeah. Now, I didn't say this on the first side because it's less apparent, but you might feel work on the bottom leg, and it's stabilizing you, so that's probably why you feel that it was just working earlier. Let's do a reverse circle. So you lift the waist again, lift the top leg again, and then the knee comes back, it comes up, it comes forward, and then back to parallel. Do that a couple of times, and if you want to have your hand on the pelvis, you can. If you want to have the hand in front to stabilize, that might be easier. Yeah. And if you don't quite remember, it's okay. As long as the pelvis stays still, you're probably getting some good work in there, so I'm not worried about you. And then I think we're done with this one. Take a little break. Oh, yeah. Okay, I don't know if I want to do the next one, but we will, just so we're even. I know, it would be weird, and then we're like all lopsided. So let's lift the waist, lift the top leg, it's parallel, and then keep the parallel, so don't rotate, but lift a little higher and a little lower. Do that one a few times, yeah. Keep the waist lifted. You got it. Let's stay in the up position. And then the knee goes higher, the foot goes lower. The knee goes lower, the foot goes higher. Oh, that one's horrible. And then up we go. Do you guys have a definite, like, least favorite part of this?
This one makes you go tired.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. All right, almost to your grand finale. Let's pause, legs are parallel, and then go straight and bend. I know, me too. And then the knee lifts. You go straight and bend, and then the knee drops, the foot lifts. Straight and bend, done. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's it. We're done with those. We're done with those. But we're not done with the concept. So let's come down, lay on your back for a second. And because we've just worked on the hips, stretching them might not actually feel that good. So we'll start very mild. Try to remember what side you just did, and then lift the opposite leg, ankle over the knee. Yeah, maybe that's enough, just this position. If it feels all right to lift the bottom leg and hold on, deepening the stretch, you can. If that feels like too much, just keep the foot down. And anything is fine here, little side to side. Yeah, that actually hits the spot for me. You might have also noticed one side was definitely your stronger side. I have one for sure. And then let's pause and change to the other side. Let's start though, before you come up, just pause for a second and then decide if it's a good idea to lift the bottom leg or not. Yeah, and then maybe add a little movement. Actually, yeah, this side feels pretty good for me too. Last time I did this though, I didn't want to take the larger stretch. So every human is a little different, every day is a little different. All right, let's undo and just bring the knees again in towards the chest. Take anything here. I'm going to stir around in a little circle. That's an option. You could do the legs separately, kind of move them around like that, whatever feels good. And then whenever you're ready, friends, we'll turn over, meeting in the hands and knees position. We'll be here for a bit. If you need to put padding under the knees, absolutely fine to do it. Yeah. And then from here, let's just take the right leg back, toes tucked under, give yourself a little stretch, a little back and forth. Good. Pause here. I'm going to have my back to you. Spin the heel to the floor, turn the chest open to the right, and you can lift the right arm. Press down through the bottom hand, lengthen the right arm overhead, and look down just for a little side body stretch. Sometimes then we kind of collapse into it. Don't collapse. Stay long. And then down comes the arm, down comes the knee. Take it back just for a second into child's pose. And once you get there, go onto your fingertips. Yeah. Give the mat a little squeeze with your hands. And then we'll set up for our second side. Hands come down, hips lift up, left leg reaches back, toes are tucked, and just give yourself a little push-pull. Half stretch. I have the tightest calves, you guys. Let's pause here. The heel will spin to the floor, the chest turns open, the arm lifts. And here we are. Keep the bottom hand pressing down. Take the top arm forward and let yourself come into a little bit of a side bend, little arc without collapsing into it. Yeah, nice work. And then look at the floor, release the arm. Let's go to child's pose again, but this time have the toes tucked under, if that's tolerable, and scooch the knees back a little bit. Yeah, we'll stay in this down position. Give the mat a little push down and forward with your hands. So the heels reach back, the hips reach back, and you might get a little extra stretch in the feet. So let's give our hands a break. Come forward, and then we'll come down onto the belly. You can arrange yourself if you need to here. Make a little pillow for your forehead. Scooch the legs back and down so that you have a little extra room right at the front of the hip. Yeah. And then we'll take a breath in. On the exhale, lift up through the belly, and when you do that, you might feel the tailbone tilt down a little bit, but try not to squeeze around the tailbone. So the inhale, the belly relaxes, and then on the exhale, the belly lifts, a little tilt down through the tailbone. And on the inhale, we relax. Let's take that one more time. And now also draw back through the legs. Let the legs hover, but they're not going to lift too high. Just a little bit. And then bring yourself back down. So let's include the breath. So the inhale is a relax. Exhale, we lift the belly first, and then we lift the legs. This is still exhale. And then on the inhale, we'll let them come down and relax the belly. Do that one more time. So the exhale, the belly lifts, and then the legs lift. And then on the inhale, we relax. Yeah, just stay down here. Bend the knees, give the legs a little swish, just a little back and forth. Good. All right, press back, take a quickie child's pose just for a sec. And then we'll reset, coming to the all fours position again. And let's do this. Broaden your collarbones. Lift a little through the low belly, through the low ribs. Bring your knees a bit closer together than you normally would have them. And then we'll lift the right knee, take it a little bit forward. Try not to let the pelvis turn as you take the right knee out to the side. Yeah. And then we'll point the right knee back. Turn so the foot goes towards the ceiling. Don't let the belly droop. And then we come back in. So the knee comes forward, out to the side, it swings around, and then the knee points to the back of the mat, the foot to the ceiling. Do that a few more times without letting the pelvis twist and turn. Oh, yeah. It's kind of like that sideline one you did, isn't it? Yeah. Then we're going to make it a little bit more exciting. The next time the knee is pointing back and the foot is pointing to the ceiling, pause there, flex the foot, reach up through the heel, lift up through the belly, and don't let the back arch. As you just do a little push up with the heel and then lower it slightly. Do that a few times. Oh, yeah. Now, it's not a very high lift. And if it is a high lift, it's likely that you're arching the back, so just be mindful of that. Okay, let's be done. Put the knee down. Go back to child's pose. If you want to widen the knees, you can. If you want to take another spider fingers, you can. If you want to shift a little bit, you can. Anything at all is fine. Yeah. I know I have two folks in the room with me and a few people online. If, at any point, if you have a question, just say it. You can unmute yourself if you need. All right, we've got our second side. Good thing it's only two. Let's reset. And then bring the knees a little closer together. Broaden the collarbones. Lift through the belly. And then we'll pick up the left knee, bring it forward. The knee goes out to the side. It swings around to the back. And then the knee points to the back. The foot points to the ceiling. And then we go again. A couple more times. Now, let the stability and the stillness in the pelvis and in the spine, let that be more important than the moving parts. Yeah, even if that means the movement is smaller or a little different, keep the pelvis and the spine really still for these. All right, the next time the knee points to the back and the foot is going towards the ceiling, pause there, reach up through the heel. Lift up through the belly and don't let that change. We'll do a little lower and a little lift. Yeah, like you're trying to put a footprint on the ceiling. Oh. All right, we'll have the strongest glutes in town. Let's come down, yeah. And then take another child's pose. I'm gonna do toes tucked. You can join me there or not, to you. Let's flip your hands over so the palms are faced up and just curl the fingers in and out. I'm like the sea anemone. Well, this is the sea anemone. All right, and then I think we're gonna stretch out the legs. Reset the hands. Come forward, tuck the toes under if they're not already, and then lift the knees. Send your hips up and back and just move a little bit through this first down dog. It might feel good to pedal or shift or turn your head or move your spine, anything at all. Yeah. And then from here, let's take the legs about as wide, feet as wide as the mat. Bend both knees and walk your hands back And we'll prop up so the forearms are on the thighs. Yeah, just like that. Move the fingers, move the wrists. We've been on the hands for a little bit. And then we'll stay here. Draw the pelvis back, draw the chest forward, create some length. And at the very tops of the thighs, press apart, go a little wider. Yeah, imagine the back of the pelvis getting wider as well. And then in your feet, hug in slightly through the ankles. Oh, yeah. And that helps to stabilize the pelvis and the lower spine a little bit more. On the next inhale, press into the heels to come all the way up, arms lift overhead. And then on the exhale, just put the arms down, but stay where you are. We'll stay kind of wide. Soften the knees a little bit and just move around some, anything at all. Slither asana. Yeah. I don't know about you guys, I still feel those buns a little bit. We're going to give them a break, but then we'll come back and work on some more. Okay, so let's let the movement settle. And we'll stay at the back of the mat, but reset yourself so the feet are about hips width distance. Root down through the legs. Use the inhale to rise, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, downward, come forward fold. You can bend the knees if you need to. Let's take our halfway lift. And then lower yourself down, walk the hands forward. We'll meet in a plank pose, but be okay if you need to take the knees down or just do all fours. We're gonna be here for a little bit. Yes, okay. From your position, just a teensy bit. Let the chest sink towards the floor. And then pull the chest forward, draw the shoulder blades down the back. Yes, press into the floor, let the torso lift just a little bit more. Awesome. We'll just stay here for the whole class. This is your favorite resting pose. Now we're going to make it a little worse. Those of you who have straight legs, bend the knees a little bit and try to draw the knees forward. Oh, yeah. Good. And then very, very lightly, let the knees come all the way down. Let the elbows bend. We come all the way down to the belly. Oh, yeah, feels good. Just rest. Just do nothing. Take a little wiggle if you like. Yeah, it's a little mini Shavasana here. Okay, let's stretch the legs back and down one at a time. And then take the arms back so that the backs of the hands are on the floor, palms are facing up. Can you lift the front of the shoulders so the collarbones broaden, the upper back is engaged? And then let the legs lift and the arms to turning the palms of the hands in towards the body. Think of growing longer, not so much getting higher. And then down we come. You can stay in the middle or turn your face to one side if you like. Let's go again. So the front of the shoulders lift, upper back engages, and then the arms and the legs. And down we go. Yep, the last one. Front of the shoulders lift, and then the arms and legs. And down we come, stay here, create a little wiggle, a little wobble. And while we're down here, let's add in a quad stretch. So you can, I'm gonna put my left arm forward, that feels a little more comfortable. Bend the right knee and hold on to the foot or the ankle. Now this, remember when we did those butt squeezes? Start in a relaxed state. And now just the right one. Can you squeeze just the right one? And think of pressing the right half of the pelvis more towards the mat. Huh. Try to keep the left one relaxed. No, not happening. Yeah. And then relax. Put the leg down. Let's do the left side. So first just get there. And then give it a try. Can you squeeze just the left side, just the left push? And then think of pressing that side forward or towards the floor. Yeah. Different on this side? Can you keep the right one relaxed? No? Try. Yeah, try. All right, and then down it comes. Just a little wiggle. Let's take down dog, but this time with a wide stance. So the feet go about as wide as the mat. And we'll bend the knees a little bit. Don't go anywhere. Press the mat forward with your hands. And now we'll do what we did in the previous one, but I'm going to have you think of it in a different way. Bring your attention to the feet and pretend your mat's kind of stretchy and you're trying to stretch the mat out by pressing the feet apart. Yeah. And what I'm hoping is you feel a little activation there in the outer hips. Yep. Keep that, and just a tiny amount, pull the heels in towards the midline, just a little. Oh, yeah. Nice. Now, can you slowly re-lengthen the legs, keeping this push apart happening? And some of you, the heels will meet the floor. Some of you, they won't. Wherever you are is fine. Yeah, and then from here, you choose. Either hands walk to the feet or feet walk to the hands, or a little bit of each is fine. Forward fold. You'll bend the knees a little bit, press into the heels. Use the inhale to rise all the way up and come. And exhale to bring the arms down. Yay. Now I'm worried my head is cut off. I thought I fixed that. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna adjust the angle a little bit. All right, so for our next little section here, let's set up the blocks at the front if you have them. And we'll do a few Utkatasana, which is also known as chair pose. And I'll face you, but you stay facing the front of the mat. Let's keep the feet a little bit apart. Knees bend, not too deep. Shift the hips back. And then just like we did in down dog, try to this time press the heels apart. Oh yeah, can you keep that? Sink down a little deeper and bring the hips back. Yeah, let's take hands to prayer. So every time we come down, find this little push apart. And then every time we come up, think of like there's like a helping hand here in the back, kind of lifting you up. So you press down through the heels. Inhale all the way up and come. And then on the exhale, bend the knees. Let's come back into our chair. Push apart through the heels. So inhale all the way up and come. And exhale back down. Last one, inhale it up. Exhale down, we'll stay. From here, keep that little push apart. Hands come to the shins. Let's move the chest forward, go a little straighter in the legs. And then let it relax, bend the knees, take the hands to something, the blocks or the floor. Stretch the right leg back, and here we are in lunge. Kat, move the blocks back a little bit. Yeah, so they're in the same line as the front foot. Yeah, that looks good. All right, and then for everybody, on the left foot, that's the front foot, press the heel down into the mat, and also push it a little forward. And do you feel that kind of wake up the underside of the leg? Yeah, that's what we want. Now you might want to go higher than you normally do on the blocks just to get a better grip. Up to you. Don't move your hands, but try to pull the hands to the back of the mat as you pull your chest to the front. Oh yeah, good. And we'll keep this activity going on in the back leg. Just relax for a second. I'm at the front leg. Let's go again. So the front heel presses down and forward. You try to pull the blocks back as you move the chest forward. And then from here, bend the back knee. Now, let's take the arms back. On the inhale, come up, keeping the back knee bent. Yes. On the exhale, chest goes forward, back leg goes straight, arms sweep back. Do this a few more times. So the inhale is up. Front leg is working so hard. Exhale the chest forward, the arms back. One more time up. One more time hinge, pause. And then little relief, let's set the hands down. Set the back knee down. Yes, oh my goodness. Let's take the blocks to the inside, scooch the left foot out a little wider. And then you can go any height of blocks here or no blocks. Let the legs relax. We take a little stir, just a little circle around. Yeah, well, for me that feels very nice after the other thing. Great, and then let's stir the other direction. Maybe you did that already. So let's pause here. Take your left hand on the left thigh, but have the fingers face in towards the midline, just kind of about mid-thigh. And then you'll press the hand down as you lift up through the belly. And let the chest turn a little to the left, so it's a little bit of a twist. But equally important is this press down with the hand and the lift up through the belly. Now, if it feels all right to let the pelvis shift a little forward, go ahead and do. And then maybe you add in that squeeze on the right tush. Maybe not. Maybe not. Keep the left one relaxed. Yeah. And then we undo. Let's put the arm back down. And then why not just a hamstring stretch? Bring the hips back and move onto the left heel just for a second. Oh, you guys. All right, we got another side to do. So let's come forward. Let's tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, and then we'll get rid of the blocks. Let's go plank to the belly again. We'll release the hands as well. So all the way down we come. Yeah. And then just fold the hands, rest the forehead, give a little wiggle, whatever you want to do here. Yeah, doesn't it feel good just to lay down for a second? So let's do this. Slide the hands just a little further forward, not too far, and bring the elbows in slightly. So if you know Sphinx pose, it's kind of that, but not exactly. Press the arms down into the floor and try to drag the arms back as you pull the chest forward, and we lengthen to come out of that. And then let it relax. Good. Do that a few more times. So the forearms press down, they pull back, we lengthen forward to come up. And relax. Gorgeous. Last one, find that little pull. And then release, come all the way down, fold the hands, rest the head, bend the knees. And let's give the legs just a little swish circle around a couple of times. And another way with that. All right, friends. So let's put the legs down. We'll set up for our second side. Go back into downward facing dog and take any version of this. So you could do the wide-legged if you like, the knees bent if you like, the foot pressing out if you like, anything at all. And then we'll meet standing at the front of the mat. So you choose again how you want to get there. Root down to rise up. And we'll relax. Arms. Okay, so we're going to do that chair sequence again. Make sure the blocks are handy. And let's get there. So the feet stay a little bit apart for this. We'll let the knees bend, bring the hips back, take the hands to prayer, and then try to press the heels apart. Now you don't want to overdo it, it's just enough to wake them up. And then a helping hand here in the tush. Let's come all the way up, lift the arms, lengthen the legs, and then back down, we come hip shift back. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale to go up, exhale to come down, inhale to come up, and exhale to come down, we'll stay. Let's take the halfway lift, chest moves forward, and then lower yourself down, step the left leg back, we'll come into our lunge pose, and I'm just going to look at you a little bit. Do it again, yeah, and then you can even scooch the back leg a little further back if you can. Yeah, and then from here, friends, yeah, nice job. Press the front heel down and forward enough that you feel it wake up, yeah? And then with the hands, don't go anywhere. Try to pull the arms back as you pull the chest forward to create some more length. Yeah. And then just relax for a second. We'll go again. So the heel pushes down and forward. The hands try to pull back, the spine lengthens. Let's bend the back knee a little bit. I actually need to shorten my stance. And then the arms come back. And then forward and up we come back, knees bent. Yes. And then the chest comes forward, the back leg straightens, arms sweep back. Do this one a few more times. It's not easy. It's a lot of work that we're doing in the front leg, but that's by design. Good job. All right, last time here. Once you're down, we'll release. Hands come down, back knee comes down. Let's walk the right foot wider and bring the arms to the inside. You could be any height here and just take a little stir. Oh yeah, try to relax the hips. Nice, to the other direction. All right, let's pause here. And we'll take the right hand to the top of the right thigh and the fingers face in. Press straight down with the hand as you also lift up through the belly. If it feels all right, let the pelvis shift a little forward. Now we don't want to collapse here. Yeah, so we keep the hand pressing, the belly lifting. And if it's possible, if it feels all right, to engage the left side. The left tush do. If that's not working out or you can't figure it out, just skip it. Yeah. It makes the stretch deeper, doesn't it? All right, let's relax. Stretch the front leg to straight. Bring the hips back just for a second. Yeah, you guys, we're getting to the grand finale here. Let's re-bend. Move the blocks and just go to down dog this time. Any version is fine. If you'd rather do child's pose, that's fine too. Yeah, let's all do child's pose. Why not? Come on down. Support your head somehow. That could be stacking your arms. That could be grabbing a block. Maybe your hips don't come down that low. You could be like this with the forehead on the hands. Yeah. For anybody, if a little wiggle feels nice, you can add that in. I just heard from one of my students, if you give the third eye a little rub, that's the spot kind of in, right around the forehead and between the eyebrows, that'll give you good dreams. So we'll see. Report back next time. I never heard that before. All right, let's put the arms down. We'll go back to down dog. From down dog, forward fold, bend the knees. Root down to rise up. Inhale, we get there. And exhale, arms release. Okay, we're in the home stretch here. So we'll balance a little bit. And first we'll do kind of a simple one and then we'll make it a little more complex. So I'll mirror you guys. Left leg is the down leg. Right leg comes up and you just hold on to the knee with your hand. Now if you can't even do that, you could just be here with the, like to point the toe or put the foot on a block. Anything is fine. Now let's do this. On the standing leg, spike the heel down and let the outer hip move in towards the midline. Yeah, do this instead. Just go to block and then put the foot up there. Yeah, exactly. So the standing foot, I'll say it again, presses down through the heel and the outer hip hugs in towards the midline so you get that kind of the side butt waking up. Good. Okay, and then relax, put it down, squiggle a little bit. Second side, so the right leg is the base, left leg comes up, whatever version of this you're taking, and then you'll spike the right heel down, and at the same time let the outer hip draw in. Oh, nice. Nice job, you guys. Are you breathing though? Okay. Come out, come out. Oh, just wiggle a little bit. Now maybe that was enough to work on. Totally fine. If you want to get all fancy pants, let me show you this next one. So remember those circles that we did? Watch this. So here I am, and then I'm going to let go of the leg. The leg goes to the side, torso goes to the other side, and then the leg comes to the back as the torso comes to the front. Arms can do anything. And then we reverse the order, back to center, and done. Let's see. And if it doesn't work, you go back to this one. So, right leg is the lifted leg, left leg is down. Up we come. And then we'll let go of the leg, take it out to the side, chest goes to the other side. And then we pivot around so the knee points back, the chest points forward, whatever the arms want to do is fine. We reverse the order, knee goes to the side, and back to center, and ta-da, done. Awesome. Side two. If your version was a little different than mine, that's fine. That's creative, artistic license here. Yeah. So here we go. Right leg down, left leg up, and then we go. Knee to the side, chest to the other side. And then the chest comes forward, the knee comes back. Oh! And then we reverse, out to the side. Yes, you can. Back to center. Done. Yeah. I think we better go again. Yeah, let's try it. If you need to hang on to a wall too, that's fine. That's fine.
No, it's interesting because I'm seeing it's where I'm weak now.
Interesting, yeah.
Yes.
So Kat noticed she's realizing where the weak spots are.
Yeah.
Good noticing that. Okay, here we go. Last side, grand finale. Right leg is up. And then away we go. Ooh. Yeah, and then we reverse. So the standing leg and the lifting leg are both working for this one. Yeah. Oh. Only one more side to do. Yep. Right leg is down, left leg is up. And then we take it leg to this side, torso the other side. Leg comes back, torso comes forward. And then reverse the order. Oops. Ooh. Back to center. And done. Ah, yogis. Well done. Let's celebrate. Just little hula hoops. As we can. The other direction. Yeah, so it's all easy stuff now after that. Yeah. So let's come down. We'll come down onto your back. And I'm going to show a pose that I can't actually do. I'll explain it. And if you're finding it's not that great in your body either, you'll come back to the figure 4 that we did previously. So you'll come lay down on your back. And we'll cross the right thigh over the left thigh, kind of high up, a tight cross. The knees come in towards your chest. And the feet can separate. Now, some of you might feel quite happy holding on to any part of the leg, the feet, the ankles. For me, I get a very unpleasant pinching sensation in the front. And if that's you, or if you just don't like this pose, you'll return to the figure 4, so the right ankle over the left thigh. Then for everybody, yeah, that looks fine. Does it feel all right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. For everybody, if you wanted to do a little side to side, that's an option, like a right-left shift. Another possibility is from the middle to do like a cat-cow. Yeah. Whatever you're doing, start small with it before you make it into something bigger. And then another option, you can keep moving, or if you find a spot somewhere that you want to stay in for a little extra time, maybe you do. Yeah. So we worked pretty hard for the outer hips and the glutes. So be kind. Don't bully them. Because instead of responding in a good way, they'll do the opposite. They'll kind of grip and get angry. All right, let's undo. Set the feet down for a second, and before we swap sides, just take the hands on the front of the thighs and press. Hands into the legs. Yeah. All right. And then we'll undo and redo. So if you're doing the thigh, it's the left one over the right. Knees come in, feet move apart, and hold on anywhere. And if you're doing the figure 4 instead, you'll come into that. And sometimes it works on one side but not on the other, so only you will know. Side to side is an option. Cat-cow is an option. And then maybe you find a spot in there that you want to just stay for a second. And that might not be the most intense spot. Yeah, maybe it's just kind of a medium spot. Yeah. All right, you guys, let's undo. Set the feet down. Take the hands to the thighs and just press straight ahead, hands into the legs. And then we'll release that. Stretch the left leg long and just squeeze the right leg in towards you. And then we'll take a twist. So the right leg can come over to the left. Any amount is fine. So I'm just going to go a little bit. Some of you might go all the way down to the floor. Stay in your position. And in a very gentle way, can you move the right, think of the right sitting bone pulling down towards the left foot. And then think of the right ball and socket joint. Press the ball away from the midline. So out to the right a little bit. And all of this is just in an effort to create some space. So be kind to yourself, don't overdo it. I will come back to center. Oh. And then the left leg will come in and the right leg will go long. Before we twist, just create a little compression here. Maybe move the hip or move the feet. And then when you're ready for the twist, the left leg will come over to the right. Take a second and figure out how far you're going. And when you're in a relatively comfortable place, stay there and try to draw the left sitting bone down towards the right foot. And then in the left ball and socket joint, press the ball out away from the midline to the left. Okay, guys, let's return to center. Give both legs just a little squeeze coming in. Any kind of movement here, little circles, side to side. And then after all of this hip flexion, let's take a couple windshield wipers. So set the feet down and go relatively wide, about as wide as the mat. And you choose here. I'm going to just take a continuous back and forth, right, left. If you want to stay in one position for a few breaths and then change to the other side, that's the way to go. Now this might be interesting. Let's do pause in one side. And whatever leg is the top leg, in a very gentle way, can you squeeze the tush on that side and see if that has any effect elsewhere? And do the other side. Just might as well continue with our theme here. All right. So let's come back to center. Whatever you've been doing, we'll kind of close it up. And take the hands to the front of the thighs and just a little press, just straight ahead. Yeah. From here, we'll release and head into our Shavasana, our final resting pose. Now we began our class in a very similar shape. Take a little check-in and see, does it feel any different? I'm just gonna turn down some of these lights. Now, sometimes after the work we've done, being flat with the legs long doesn't actually feel ideal. If you need to have the knees bent or put a prop under the legs, absolutely fine. Relax the belly, chest, and your face. Again, deepen your breath. Just take some gentle movement, anything at all, back into your body. Legs are long, you can bend at the knees. And roll yourself over. We'll meet on one side. Press down into the floor and take your time to come upright. hands at heart center. Thank your body for everything that it's able to do. And thank yourself for being here. Namaste. Namaste, yogis.